Harshie podcast time. I'm Brandon.
And January.
How are you?
I am doing really good. It's been a great day. We got a date today with some good vegan food. So my cup has been refilled. We talk so much about self-care, but what does that look like? And that's going to be different for everyone at every different season. And for you and me, working together from home, plus homeschooling 6 kids, we have to have at least once a week where we can
go and eat good vegan food.
and we can talk uninterrupted.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's the key there is being able to talk uninterrupted, because that's very, very difficult for us to have. And so to have that for just a few hours is like, oh, okay, we're ready to get back into it for another week.
Yeah. And for me, having our conversations interrupted all the time really grates on my nerves. And I know everyone listening to this probably feels the same way with their kids, but oh my gosh, it literally feels like it's just fraying my nerves to nothing.
We are interrupted a lot.
Yeah, we are.
It's hard to have a conversation about anything to do with work or finances or anything. So when you're already talking about something that requires a lot of attention or mental energy, or could even be considered slightly stressful, and then you're interrupted a lot with questions, it's just... that's what makes it overwhelming and stressful. So to have that for a break from that for a few hours, it's like, oh, okay, we can think straight again.
Oh, yes.
It's so important. So important. And actually, that's what we're going to be talking about today from Birth Without Fear, the Judgement-Free Guide to Taking Charge of Your Pregnancy, Birth, and Postpartum. We're in chapter 3.
Who wrote that book?
Her name is January Harshie. Not Harsh, Harshie.
Harshie.
Yes. Now you know.
Harsh E.
So we weaved a lot of self-care throughout the book, because for those of you who follow me or know who I am and what I stand for, self-care and self-love is a big part of that. And it's an ongoing journey. I'm working on that myself right now, self-worth and things like that. So it's an ongoing journey. So of course I wove that all throughout the book. So in the 3rd trimester, which chapter 3, self-care during the 3rd trimester, this is what I had to say. Practice caring for yourself now so that you already have practice with self-care when baby comes. Self-care is a process. Put yourself in the mindset and the habit of making sure you're taking care of yourself. When baby comes, everyone asks about the baby. No one is going to put you first but you. Now, I kind of cringe even writing that, reading that, and saying that, because that's not the way it should be. It shouldn't be that everyone is asking about the baby, but that is just normally, unless you're best friends with a doula, that's most likely you're just going to be asked about the baby and not asked about you and how you're doing, whether that's by friends, family, and strangers. Oh, how old's your baby? Oh, how much do they weigh? Oh, are they sleeping through the night? And at this point, you're just like, I'm going to throat punch you, Susan. Unfortunately, that's the norm. And it's usually not malicious. It's pretty unintentional, but it is the norm. And a lot of us are working really hard to change that. But in the meantime, we really have to start taking care of ourselves earlier and earlier. And if you haven't practiced self-care a lot and you're finding yourself pregnant and about to become a parent, this is the time to really start thinking about that, because you're about to go into survival mode postpartum. And self-care is going to look different for you when you're pregnant, when you're freshly postpartum, when your little one's a year old. It's going to change over time. The point is to take even just 5 minutes out of the day to have that quiet time to, unplug or plug in or whatever it is that you need to do for yourself to fill your cup so that you can keep going and keep doing what you're doing. I feel like when people ask, oh, how's your baby? My baby is fine. My baby is eating and peeing and crying and shitting whenever it damn well pleases. But me, the new parent, I am not eating and peeing and shitting and crying whenever I please, because I'm the one that's taking care of that baby. So who's taking care of me? Who's taking care of that mother or father that is taking care of that baby? So, and hand in hand with self-care is to get help. And I know that's easier said than done. Oh my gosh. I think it took me till kid 5 before I accepted help from people. Do not wait till kid 5. Do not wait until you're burnt out, worn down, can't take anything else before you ask for help, or not even ask for help. Accept it when it's offered. When people are offering help, they're not offering it and hoping, I hope she says no. Right? Like they're offering because they want to help you. Like, give them the opportunity to do that. We all talk about how we need a village, but then when people offer help, we're like, oh no, I'm fine. And I know there's a lot of layers of stuff there. I know there's a lot to work through. I know there's a lot of, insecurities and not want people to judge you and all this stuff, but most people are well-meaning and really do want to help when they offer help. So accept it. That might just be the only self-care you can have, is accepting a little bit of help when it's offered.
Speaking of kid 5.
Yes.
That was our only baby to sleep through the night. I didn't think babies slept through the night.
No.
And then we had our 5th child.
Yes.
Imagine someone who's only had 1 or 2 kids, or 3 or 4, and none of them are sleeping through the night. So that question, along with asking vegans where they get their protein, that question of asking how is your baby sleeping through the night is probably one of the dumber questions.
It's ridiculous. And I don't, people really aren't thinking when they ask it. It's like a regurgitated conversation that's been happening for generations. And I feel like our generation is the first one to say, hey, we need to change this conversation. I feel like asking a new parent how their baby's sleeping the night can be very detrimental. Even if it's unintentional, you've got this tired, sleep deprived mom or dad, and then you ask them that, and then for them in their sleep deprived state feel that's an expectation now that their baby should be sleeping through the night. And then they're like freaked out about it, panicking about it, doing all the Google searches about it, and really,
shit, what am I doing wrong? They're not sleeping through the night.
Yeah. And really it's like every baby and every family has to find their own ebb and flow. And that's what we need to be honoring and supporting each other in.
I agree. Couldn't say it any better.
So for those of you listening, I challenge you to take 5 minutes today to either meditate, have a coffee or tea in quiet by yourself, go for a little walk outside, whatever, call a friend, whatever it is, just something for 5 minutes today, just for you. All right.
Sounds good.
Until next time.
Adios.
Love ya.